This is just a reminder that it is okay to not have everything you want in life the second that you want it.
Let's see what $1,000 gets me at Erewhon.
I have a haul from all the stuff that I got while I was in New York City.
Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at overconsumption and the connection with social media and how it has impacted us over the past several years. So there's been many videos talking about this topic, but I don't think too many people link the amount of debt that this comes with the influence of overconsumption. Mainly the conclusion to every video is overconsumption is bad, which I don't disagree with, but from what we've seen on this channel, the amount of people who are shopping addicts getting into huge debt, filing for bankruptcy, and then just doing it over and over again is one of the results to just non-stop being marketed to on every social media platform, and with a few clicks of the button you could have whatever item you were sold delivered to your front door within the next day or two. So I think we should take a look at what a lot of people are watching online now. We're going to be going over a lot of different types of overconsumption, so leave your comments down below, but we're going to start off with a lot of the aesthetic products side of the industry. Now, one of the trends that gained popularity online is just posting your aesthetic rooms or workplaces or your bedrooms that would look pretty nice and everything's blended together. It was primarily pretty girly, but it was sprinkled in, a lot of the gaming setups that a lot of guys will have and all the RGB. But with the rise of TikTok and short form content, that has been taken to an entirely new level. There is nothing but product advertising in those videos now, filling shelves with products just because it looks good for a thumbnail, and people want to get clicks and likes and attention, so they'll just buy way more product than they ever need just to have a really nice picture and then show off the amount of products they have. And then the companies that made that product see that that's a good marketing tactic, so those same people will end up getting those items for free just to make more and more videos. That is almost the entirety of the makeup industry and all of the content online about that right now, and it puts it into the viewer's head that you want that product that the person is using or showing off in the video, making it look really nice in their room. And imagine just seeing that over and over every time you swipe on any social media platform. But there's a big difference between what you see online with social media influencers and yourself. They are paid to overconsume, have these unbelievable unboxing videos with all this clothing products, makeup, electronics, you name it. They get excited in the video. They show how much stuff they have that makes you want to have all that stuff. They're getting paid to do that. You will just go into debt. I mean, if you take a look at some of the products that they're showing off and how expensive it is, especially with places like Sephora, and then you see a video right after it, my $4,000 Sephora haul, it subconsciously makes you want to buy. So now your brain is completely filled and all you want to do is buy items you really don't need. And especially if you're an average person in today's world, that probably means you can't afford to spend thousands and thousands on Bath and Body Works or at Ulta like these influencers. So the next industry that I've seen grown in popularity is almost just a pissing contest between influencers with how much money they could spend on super overpriced food items. I think especially normal people have taken notice recently because of how much inflation has cost people, how expensive it is just to go to normal grocery stores now. So when you see influencers talk about the store, especially Erewhon, which is like a Whole Foods on steroids that is only located in the LA area, so you have all of those type of lifestyle influencers going there, you get a whole bunch of videos like this.
$500 Erewhon haul, except that I got everything for free from the grand opening day of Erewhon Pasadena. The only caveat is that I did have to purchase $200 worth of stuff from Erewhon in order to qualify for this goodie bag. Sounds like financial irresponsibility, but it's better than spending $200 on partying or going to the Dodgers game. At least I'm spending $200 on food, which is a basic necessity. Plus I get all of this stuff for free. I would have been happy with just a reusable bag itself because I'm a sustainability girly. I also love walking around with an Erewhon bag. It makes me feel a certain type of way. Shopping at Erewhon is a personality trait. Seeing are these jewel dates from Coachella Valley. I always need dates for my smoothies, so this comes in clutch. Kelp chips, that's so LA.
Okay, so I do want to say that I am like 99% sure that this is satire, this whole video, because it just keeps going on and on. It is the basic LA influencer and the way that they talk. So I did think that this was entertaining. However, I was a little confused because when you go to this person's page, a lot of their content is centered around Erewhon, and she's like a fitness finance girly. So I don't it kind of seems like it was almost self-deprecating because it was satire making fun of all of those influencers, but she kind of also looks like one. So I was very confused with that, but it's just nonstop overconsumption for a little bit of attention online.
Let's see what $1,000 gets me at Erewhon. And yes, they have valet parking in a private elevator. I get white truffles, avocado oil, olive oil. After the oils, I get some butter, some eggs, then some cocoa june, some oat milk, some almond milk, and I look at this gorgeous produce. I grab some lemons, some onions, some farm tomatoes, some microgreens, and then herbs, and lastly carrots, and I knock over this gorgeous vegetable stand. I'm so sorry, Erewhon, but my carrots made it safe and sound in the cart. I add some more herbs, some radishes, some date syrup, some sesame seeds, some vanilla extract, rainbow quinoa, tahini, white wine vinegar, pine nuts, honey, then a few more things, and it is time to check out. My total comes to about $1,000, and yeah, that's it. Thanks, Erewhon.
And that's honestly all it is. It's just videos like that showing off how much money they're spending. And I mean, technically then, if it is their business, they're allowed to write this off. It is a gray area, but you can make the argument for it. So I just don't understand how people watch these kinds of videos, especially when they have that lifestyle influencer accent.
Erewhon haul, bitches. I just got back from getting my hair done, and there was an Erewhon right next to the salon, and I was like, yes. But look at my hair. Doesn't it look so good? Had to get the Hailey Bieber smoothie. I don't care what anyone says. It's like the best smoothie in the world.
On today's episode of How Much Did I Just Spend at Erewhon for dinner? And I'm gonna let you guys guess. I won't say the price until the end.
And with how ridiculous it sounds to me, I mean, I guess it works. And it seems like every time I watch it, it's a different influencer with a pretty big following. So, I mean, I guess it works. I just don't know who's watching. And when we switch over and talk about the clothing industry, it's basically the same story. Almost the entirety of the content online is try-on hauls and nonstop consumerism with the newest styles and the trends, and within a few weeks or months it goes into their closet and it's never seen again because it's not cool to wear anymore. So you have to immediately buy it as soon as this influencer makes a video about it, just so you could be on trend for a short period of time, and then it just goes into the closet or into the landfill because most of the stuff is now made with plastic. If you haven't seen what a try-on haul is, you get a little taste of it here. Sometimes they don't actually even try it on, they just show you the clothes.
I have a haul from all the stuff that I got while I was in New York City. Okay, so for New York, my parents gave me and my sister each around like $500 to spend. But now what y'all are actually here for, let's get into the haul. Okay, so the first thing actually wasn't from New York. It's a late birthday present, but it just came in while we were like in New York. But I got a White Fox hoodie. I'm so excited. Here's the front. It just says White Fox, and then here's the back. Literally, I'm in love with it.
Okay, so we could stop it there because you basically got the gist of what these videos are, but it's all the same thing, and then they get sponsored and show off upcoming styles with these new brands for the next season, and then maybe they'll have a discount code in their description, so if you want to get it as well, you get 10% off or 15% off, and it'll incentivize you even more to get it. And there are entire channels just dedicated to overconsumption like this. One of them that I came across is called Your Mom Sushi, and she spends thousands of dollars on clothing, makeup, electronics, just for these haul videos all the time, and people love it. I mean, you could see what type of thinking this content puts in your mind just by the thumbnail. It's like sensory overload with nothing but products and buying more and more, and it's honestly pretty jarring just to look at it. Now, I'm not going after this woman in particular. I bet she's a nice person, but there are many, many channels like this, and we could also talk about a lot of them turning into Shein haul channels, which are even worse because you know what that company is. It's been on the rise for quite a while, but it's a type of clothing company that's very, very cheap and extremely poorly made clothing, primarily made out of the polyesters, all the plastics, and overall has really hurt the clothing industry, along with it being very trendy. So a lot of this stuff just gets thrown out because it is so cheap to begin with. So just in total, a very bad situation, but has just been getting more and more popular over the past couple years. And when we see comments like this under these haul videos, you know that none of this is going away anytime soon. Anybody want to watch my back to school haul? Me, if I had money, I'd overconsume just as bad. But a lot of people don't even wait till they have money. They just start getting into debt. So real quick, we could take a look at this clip to see how bad debt has really gotten.
One of the most dangerous forms of debt is consumer debt. If you've watched my videos, you've heard the statistics on this too many times to count. And this is for a good reason. Consumer debt has a grip on so many aspects of our financial lives. Total credit card debt has reached over $7 trillion, with Americans averaging $7,000 per person. And then there's cars accounting for $1.56 trillion in debt, with the average new car loan being around $725 a month.
So I've talked about both the car loans and credit card debt at length. The average $7,000 in debt per person in the entirety of the country is just an insane stat to me. And especially if you watch my credit card debt videos, $7,000 is extremely low compared to some people. It's almost like it's a contest to see how much they could rack up. Now, I don't want to say that this has come out of nowhere. Lifestyle influencers have been shoving overconsumption in our faces for ages on social media, and even before that, nonstop with certain TV shows. Of course, all of the ads between each show, people showing their ridiculous supercar collections on YouTube, insane mansion tours, and then moving and then having another mansion tour and then another mansion tour. Piles and piles of beauty products being shown in these hauls and openings and reviews, and it just goes on and on. But I would say specifically with a lot of the smaller products you could buy online on Amazon and instantly have it delivered the next day, it has specifically been targeted towards women. And I think one of the components because of that, if you just look up credit card debt on TikTok and just start scrolling, you could see the overwhelming majority of people talking about them getting into credit card debt and how dangerous it is are primarily women making these videos. So a lot of these companies definitely figured out that giving all these free products or promotions or even paying the influencers to use their products or review it or just talk good about it will make a lot of people buy. And I guess it's easier to influence women because at least what I've seen, a lot of the men's type of debt is just one large stupid payment. Honestly, a majority of the time is something like a car. In like one fell swoop, they're like $50,000 in debt, but it seems like women don't really do that as much. As a lot more of the incremental steps over and over again, but it does start piling up and become very dangerous. And I think one of the recent stories that we've seen with the nonstop consumerism that has actually backfired is Apple with the new iPhone. A lot of people are talking about it just being a waste of money. It's virtually the same as the last one. They're promising new features in like future updates. They don't even have it for the actual brand new iPhone. But normally people, regardless, would spend $1,000 on a phone every single year just so they have the newest tech. But sales are down. I think I saw something where it was like more than 25% of sales are down on the new iPhone because it's just not innovative. So people are finally starting to realize that some of this stuff is just not worth buying. And I'm no better than that. I was actually thinking of buying the new iPhone because I have one of the really big ones. This one's a 14 Pro Max, and I hate how large this is. I want to go back to like small phones again. I feel like I'm walking around with a big notepad. It's very annoying. So my plan was to actually get the smaller version of the brand new 16. But then even after trading the phone that I have in, it would cost me $800 for that phone. I was just like, it's just a complete waste of money. I'm not going to do it. Even though I don't like the size of my current phone, I'm just going to use it until it finally dies. And still, I bet you could find a ton of people walking around with the brand new iPhone just because it's the new one. Now we could transition into more of the trendy industries, because even though a lot of the clothing that we've previously talked about is based on trends, clothing as a whole has been around for a while, obviously, but we've started to see these crazy trends pop up out of nowhere online where it will just garner a massive amount of attention, and within a year it's just completely gone. One of them that's blowing up right now that you've probably heard of is a lot of the Crumbl cookie craze, and people are sitting online for hours and hours. I mean, their marketing is very good. I believe that they make new flavors every single week, so again, it puts in your mind that it's limited, so you have to go every single week. I mean, they don't taste bad, they don't taste unbelievable like some people are trying to make it out to be. Is like the best cookie on the face of the planet, but they are unbelievably unhealthy. Some of them are like 700 calories a cookie, and you get like 6 of them in one go. And if you go every single week and get these cookies, along with it costing you a lot of money, you are going to get pretty unhealthy from it. But surprise, surprise, we have these type of companies partnering up with huge influencers, and it ends up working.
Crumbl cookies of the week. This lineup looks so good. We have the strawberry shortcake, the Beetlejuice cake, churro, double chocolate, chocolate chunk. This is the Beetlejuice cake. It looks so good. I'm gonna eat this with a fork. There is no way I am shoving this in my mouth. I'm sorry. All right.
Paying a whole bunch of these kinds of influencers, and then you get lines wrapped around the block for these above average cookies, maybe like mid to above average, I'll say at best. But just look at the comments. Crumbl cookie is okay. Insomnia cookies are way better, which I didn't even know what that was. I would assume that's the exact same thing as Crumbl cookies. It's just another company. And then the creator replies, I live for Insomnia cookies. So, oh man, it's ridiculous. I'm jealous of people who live near a Crumbl cookie store. Closest one to me is an hour away in Nashville. Like, dude, it's a cookie. But this is the current trend right now because about a year ago, the last trend to go nuts is, of course, the Stanley cups. And that one I could probably make an entire video about, but you know what it is. It's the reusable, like aluminum cups that keep the drink either hot or warm. I don't think it's a bad product in general, but I guess this all started with a video where somebody's car burnt down and the cup was still kind of intact with ice in it. Now, the conspiracy was people said that this was a marketing tactic, like this was all done on purpose. I don't truly believe it is. If it was, that is like next level marketing. But the Stanley company, of course, took advantage of it and started using this as a huge media campaign, and just the popularity of it absolutely exploded. People are running around getting limited edition colors of it during holiday times. Of course, taking it too far, because when you start putting it on TikTok, it turns into having hundreds of these cups, which ironically is supposed to be a cup that you buy to be able to reuse instead of having, you know, a plastic cup that you just chuck in the garbage as soon as you're done. You could wash it, refill it with a drink, and then you don't really have to have a million different cups and all these plastic bottles and everything that's bad for the environment. But when you have all of these cups in a row just to almost do like a color gradient, never reusing these cups, it kind of defeats the entire purpose. And I mean, it doesn't stop there. It turns into accessorizing a cup for just walks, and it just, of course, they have to take it too far on TikTok, but then still people watch it. The attention that it gets, it still makes people also want to do it and then buy these little trinkets for the cup and then just get a whole bunch of cups. I mean, again, this is all top tier marketing, but this kind of stuff isn't free. A lot of the stuff that you'll see online will be sponsored by the companies that they're talking about or showing off in the video. So these people are getting the products for free and then probably getting paid money to talk about it, and you get a link in the description and start going into debt if you just keep going on with these trends. Another one that's pretty current with the product side of going nuts for trends is the Hello Kitty craze now. A lot of people are just running into Marshalls and getting tons of Hello Kitty products. I mean, it's virtually the exact same as the Stanley Cup one, but it's just something that'll blow over within the next couple months and everybody will see how dumb it was, but it doesn't mean you're able to put the money back in your bank account that you spent just to be a part of the trend. All right, sorry about the large jump in time, but as I was editing and rendering this video, I found even more TikToks that were trendy and honestly can become pretty dangerous to your finances if you let it consume your thoughts, because it just became October. So of course the whole pumpkin spice latte and everything's got to be pumpkin flavored came back. You see this clip up here, us now, the pumpkin spice is back, and haha, you know, oh, it's Starbucks, it's one of the things that started it all. But then when you actually look at the comments, this video was made all the way back in August, and that's why somebody commented, it's not back at Starbucks though. First taste started this week for app members. Right in the middle of the hottest part of summer, you have all of the fall pumpkin spice flavors coming back if you're a member, which makes you want to become a member. You get more of the email blasts and ends up making you spend more money. But this is months before it's even supposed to happen. But now we're getting into that season. So you just start getting inundated on your feed of just nonstop consumerism. Run, don't walk to Target. Pumpkin spice girlies, run. Haha, that's relatable. And then it's just video after video of all of the consumerism putting things in little containers to make it look nice, even though it's just constantly peddling you buying more and more stuff. And especially if you start getting really into this, it's just seasonal. And then you want to get all the spooky stuff and all the pumpkin spice. And then out of nowhere, you realize that it's Christmas time. So it's all the winter stuff. And then right after New Year's, you'll start seeing all the advertisements for, you know, spring is coming, spring cleaning. Let's throw out all the stuff that isn't trendy anymore. You know, last season's stuff chuck all of that stuff that you just bought because it's not cool anymore and rebuy a whole bunch of stuff for the spring. And then in no time, it starts getting even warmer and you have the whole summer, same thing, all the vacations, buying all the stuff for the beach. And then before you know it, it's been an entire year and you're just back into the cycle. I mean, you could keep adding on with all of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Easter, any of the St. Patrick's Day, just little reasons to buy things that are themed and then within a few weeks or days, it could be out of style and then you have to wait an entire year just to wear it again, or it would just be easier to throw it out and get a new thing next year. I mean, this is exactly what advertisers and companies want. If you just look up pumpkin spice Target, it's just nonstop consumerism of the hauls, of the ASMR, putting all of these products into little boxes to make it look nice and just buy more and more. It's the same thing over and over again. If you really start falling for these trends very consistently, this could add up very, very fast. So we're going to finish off this video with a little piece of advice from somebody on TikTok.
This is just a reminder that it is okay to not have everything you want in life the second that you want it. We are so accustomed to instant gratification and using a credit card and not having to save up for anything, and trends changing so fast, so you have to buy things as soon as they're trendy so that by the time you get them, they're not out of style. I have started creating a notes list on my phone of things that I want to save up for. That helps combat impulse spending and buying things just because they're trendy instead of buying them because I genuinely like them. If I don't like something enough to take a couple of weeks to save up for it, then honestly I shouldn't be buying it anyways. And if I like something long enough to save up for it, then it's probably something that I'm gonna like and enjoy and wear for a lot longer. All that to say, it is normal to have to save up for things and not to be able to buy things the second you see them on TikTok. There is absolutely no shame in telling someone that I can't right now because I don't have the money. I think we've gotten so afraid of saying that phrase, so we commit to trips, we commit to dinners out at expensive restaurants, we commit to plans, and really we don't have the finances for it or don't feel comfortable spending the money right now. All that to say, it is okay to take your time. It is okay to save up for things. It is okay to say no to things. That is very, very contrary to what this app is telling all of us.
So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and I'll talk to you guys later.